What? I don't even know. That's how I roll, everybody. What? I don't even know. It's agreeable with me. But before anything, you have to point out that it is, I forgot the title of my stream, National Singles Awareness Day. And I'm very single. That's right, everyone. We're fighting back against Valentine's Day because it's a messed up holiday. As are many of them when you think about it. Let's start with seeing who's here. I saw faces. That would be a whole other problem. Sugar Key, I see you here first. There you go. Meow. Thank you. I'll say it all at the end. Cat Huey with some Irish whiskey. What a good idea. Oh, I'm being a dummy. I knew I forgot something. I got distracted. Hold, please. Into the blackness you go. Don't worry, I'm still here. I really should just add the webcam at some point so you can see something other than blackness. Ah! Nailed it. And now, that's what I need. That's Sugar Kitty. That's Kathy. Just saw Zenvid pop in here. For all three of you, thank you for bringing your time and attention here. As always, it is greatly appreciated. I am going through a depression at the moment, and that's not like I'm sad or upset. It's just I can feel this like pulling on my eyes and a weariness that will not go away. It's rough. It's rough. Hopefully having my nice little bureau here with the closest thing I get to breasts ever, right there. It'll be delightful. Part of singlehood right there. Find other ways to entertain yourself, we'll say. I don't know a lot about this day. This was like a surprise to me to some extent, where it's just like, oh, this is a thing. And a good one too. If you were here at any stream I did before Valentine's Day, begrudgingly nodding my head towards it and going, yep, that's a thing that everyone's mind is on, apparently, in this country. It's not like there's other things happening. But I have talked about the social society's things that we all kind of get wrapped into, whether we like it or not. That's one of them. That is a prevalent, well advertised and well manipulated sort of holiday. Like many of them. I have nothing wrong with the holidays. I just have problems with what goes along with the holidays. Like the expectation of gifts, the professing of love specific to that day only, the sort of general okayedness with it, when it should be more like, you know, bring your love every day, man. Appreciate your partner and those you love always, not just on a single day that happens to coincide with chocolate and flowers and dinner and, you know, going on vacation or some nonsense. Just Singles Day, on the other hand, is where we just go, hey, I feel like there's more single people than people who are coupled. I don't know if that's a true thing, but in my world, at least, I like to think that way. But I'm also going at it from a single mind. Like, my mindset is singledom. And then I think a little bit about all the other people I very rarely interact with. And there's a lot of couples. I don't think about it because I just see like one person from the relationship, but like I know most of the women I interact with are married or with a partner. So that's funny. And I say that because I normally interact with women, mainly. The fitness place I go, it's usually always women. Cafe I go to, the women who work there. Spin classes, generally mostly women in the classes. I didn't do that on purpose. It's just kind of how things fell. What do we see? What is TDS, Kathy Huey? I don't know what that is. And we got base 44. What is base 44? Don't do any of it. Again, advertisement revenue. Thank you for putting up with it. Super chats, mega chats, being a patron, and membership. Greatly appreciated. As always, the advertisements are just another little sliver of pennies and cents that I get. Tacos and frijoles. Frijoles? What are you doing? Internet cable provider. Oh. That's weird. I don't think about internet cable providers much because there's like, I think something with my apartment building, it's like, you get this one. This is the one we have. That's the one you get. There's nothing else. App creation platform. We got mixed signals. Oh wait, TDS is the, sorry, I got that all messed up. TDS is the cable company. Base 44 is an app creation platform. I've seen a little bit of that happening. Overall, it's not bad. It's just, I feel like it's another little bit of subscribe to this and pay for this monthly. We'll go on that rant some other time, but like, when did we get to the point where we're paying for things all the time? It used to be bills were a thing you paid for regularly. Now it's, you want any kind of service ever, you pay for it monthly, forever. But with singlehood, stay on track, Brian. I worry about relationships only because, like, I haven't been in one so long. I don't know what that's like. I was never good at them. Like, the last time I was in a relationship, I think it was 28. So you can imagine my world of knowledge from the ages of like 17 to 28 and being in only a handful of relationships over that time. And then just stopping completely because at 28, you become an adult. Well, 30, I think, is when you can say you're actually an adult. And that's when you kind of, that's what I regressed from society quite a bit. Hang Izzy, hello, welcome. Thank you for bringing your time and attention here. Let's open this beer out. I'm thirsty. I had a spicy chicken sandwich for lunch. For dinner. About 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. That's better. Cool things down. Oh, that's neat. The world around us. Yes, let's think about the world a little more. Again, let's make sure it's understood that the singledom here and the bringing it up and the pointing it out, making it aware, is not a bash on relationships. Like, I love the idea of people being together in a relationship and it working. I've never been there, but it's a nice idea. I've had that kind of taste of it long ago, where being with someone who felt really good. But again, 28. It's been a minute. So make sure I'm not bashing on relationships. I'm bashing on the specific holiday that sort of makes you feel obligated to do these various, I guess, tactics is what I'm calling them. So the need to actively do things like, as I mentioned, vacations, staying out, going to dinner, flowers, chocolates, jewelry, whatever the person wants. Wrapping it up into that nice little holiday where you get to spend money and there are obligations and people get upset sometimes if nothing happens. It's a weird one. But this day, I like that it's a day. I found out about it today. And I went, this is exactly what I need. I need to point out that being single is okay. Being with yourself and caring about yourself is a pretty good thing to do. Reclaiming your mornings, that's a good idea. Alex Keen and Scotch down there. But mornings lately have been for me just playing games. If you've been around, if you haven't stopped in, please visit me for Valheim stuff. You get to see what hyperfixation looks like. I gotta say something. Nodding to that. Next time you see me playing it, you'll be surprised at the kind of ungodly type of focus and whatever you want to call it that's sucked me in. lately. While I've been off the stream, I basically just switched into crafting mode and building mode only. So I'm not doing an exploration or anything. I have gotten the ability to use stone as a building source. I'm building the biggest and best Viking, I don't know what to call it, hall. The Viking hall. The best one you've ever seen. Or at least the one I kind of come up with. Stay tuned. As far as singledom, when I think about other people having a relationship, I know there's one thing they're missing, and that is like complete freedom to do whatever. So I've thought about it before, like I could go to a different country right now. I could go to a different state. I could go out to eat anywhere I want right now. I could drive anywhere I want right now. Buy anything I want right now. There are no like real constraints. There should be. And there are. But the absolute freedom of singledom, I think, is overlooked a lot because everyone's like, be together with someone, find true love, da 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 da. I know I grew up with the whole like I still have it, like happily ever after syndrome, where you expect to meet the one and then everything just clicks and the rest of your life is magical. And, story's over. Yay, they live happily ever after. That's what I think my generation has a lot of. And I also think part of the concern and part of the reason things are like they are out there is there was a lot of disappointment and a lot of promises that didn't happen. Men didn't get in relationships. They became disgruntled. They couldn't work, didn't go to school long enough, a lot of stuff. So a lot of anger came from that. And singledom in that regard means they can just literally do whatever. All you have to do is point what they should blame for their sadness and their frustration. So in that regard, singledom's not great. It can be a bad thing. But in my sense, having absolute freedom is good. I like it. I'm accustomed to it. It also helps with my mental health because I don't have to worry too much about anyone else. I can just sort of roll with my days as they come. I don't have to get out of bed. I don't have to make breakfast. I don't have to do anything for anyone else. Not that that's a bad thing. Like relationships, that's the thing that kind of becomes, you both kind of interconnect in that regard. For me, you dipped your toe in, what'd you do? Shh. That's what I think about my singledom, at least. I feel a big sense of freedom, and I like the idea of relationships. I certainly do. Happily ever after syndrome still is there. Still wish I find a relationship where it clicks and we live happily ever after, but I'm a realist as well. And I know I like my freedom, and I know I like what I can do with the channel. Specifically, I can do anything. And I have. Being able to use live streams, like I don't have to worry about anyone else waiting. It's just me and my big apartment, my spacious apartment, I should say. There's a lot more room here than I actually require. This could be a two-person apartment, but I would not want to deal with that. That is, I think the secondary thing is there's, like, being by yourself is important in my mind. And I think it should be in a relationship important where you just have time apart because you don't need to be together all the time. It's nice. It's nice to have that kind of thing you come back to all the time. I lived for 12 years and learned nothing. Well, how do I put this? Relationships are a lot of work. And no matter what your partner is, who your partner was, it's not easy, and it's not a guarantee. And I think too many people think it is. Like, I saw so many relationships just end with 2020. And that told me a lot. A lot. Like, the sort of idealized version of people getting married and living happily ever after, and then, like, take away all the nonsense like all the other things that are required in the world. Put them together so they can't get away. You know, and things change. Things change when all their other obligations won't go away, which is kind of sad. Like, I can think of 3 the marriages that just tanked during 2020. One of them being my brother, but that was for many different reasons. And that became its own thing. Just oof. Anyway. So yeah. We have a weird relationship with relationships. Probably the nicest way I can put it. And as I said, the weirdness that comes from Valentine's Day. And I'm trying to do this with any holiday that happens, is kind of point out, like, do you know why this is? Do you know why this thing that happens every year is something you're focused on suddenly? Have you been thinking about it? Did not take. That's the thing. Like, who said you had to be domesticated, right? Like, it's one of those social, like, obligations things. You think you have to change. You think you have to compromise in this regard or this another. Yeah, it works with compromises. But here's the thing. I don't have to compromise anybody. I am compromised myself just because I don't function well, but... Heavy duty winches. Nice. I think about the point where I don't believe I could be in a relationship just because I've been single for most of my life. Like, at this point, most of my life. It would be very hard to alter that. And because of my mental health, that's always like that's a huge, like, card to lay down. It's like, by the way, you have to deal with this too. I don't think you want that. It's rough. Like right now, I said, I'm really tired. I feel this dragging under my eyes. And it feels awful. It feels awful. But I'm pushing through. And I'll get through it just fine. I think my brain's been doing too much with, like, Valheim. I have played 3 different games today. That puts a toll on your brain. One of them being Arc Raiders. That pulled me back into that a little bit. Played Valheim for a few hours, and then I played Hightail just before the stream started, just because. Will I stream some of that after this? I don't know. That's another point. Let's take an example of my friend. My friend is married and has a kid. Those 2 things in total are just like, there is 75% of your life that you have to do something else. And like 25% is kind of yours. But again, we're celebrating singlehood. And again, and this is pushback against Valentine's Day, it really is. I find the holiday to be a little unsettling. And I think I've said this about numerous holidays. Thanksgiving, Christmas. I am going into the mental musings a lot with actively asking all of you and having you at least take a moment and go like, why is this? Why is this social thing so normal? When did this start? You know? It's fun. Absolutely. I mean, it puts me around a bunch of women who are trying to better themselves. That helps. If that means anything. It's just nice to be in that environment where everyone's trying to do better. Electronic Express? What is that? Sounds like some kind of machine or something. Ugh. What else can we say about singlehood? How many of you remember when you were single? Do you remember what that was like? Is it too long ago for you to know? I know most of you, a fair chunk of you, we'll say half, are in relationships of one sort or another. Well, some of you are not. And you're in my boat. You just kind of do what you want. Whenever. I love it, and it's one of those things I really try to embrace, but it's just become something I forget. Is the fact that I can do anything. Anything. I can take my car right now, go do whatever I want, anywhere I want, and no one's going to be bothered by it. Similar to Best Buy. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, there are other places like that. Well, you're not going to meet anybody in your apartment. That is for show. Yeah, it is. I like it that way. Worst thing I think could happen is like meeting someone in my apartment building who lives here. Oof. I actively avoid people in my apartment. This is factual. I want to go from my apartment to the laundry room and back again, not meet anyone. I want to go down the hallway to the recycle room, drop off my stuff, not meet anyone. I want to get to my car without seeing anyone. I want to pick up my mail without being around anyone. It's serious, man. I don't think people understand my condition very much. They have like the vaguest idea of what it's like. I'm like, no, it sort of controls my life a little bit. It's rough. I have to push against it to get through those things. Little things, like I said, just going down the hallway, hoping desperately I don't have to be around anyone or see anyone or say anything to anyone. Damn cougars. Hell yeah. I want to talk about like the other thing I consider is the distortion of a relationship in expectation and courtship. Those are wild. Like just the holiday itself from yesterday, the whole, you will see at CVS, which is where I think of the holidays at CVS because they always swap out everything like that. I could go in there today. All the Valentine's Day stuff is half off easily. And by tomorrow, it probably won't even be there. You know? It's just bleh. Maybe I should get myself some candy. Only good thing about Valentine's Day, everything's half off. Any holiday, go after it's over. Get the stuff. Do it then. Maybe I will get myself a tiny box of chocolates. Or not, honestly. There's part of me that's like, do it. And the other part of me is like, remember that fitness thing you're doing? I bet a bunch of sugar won't help you there. All right. All right. But there was already Easter candy out before Valentine's Day was even over. And that stuff bothers me. That like laying over these holidays where candy and gifts and little knickknacks and doodads that you can put up for the holiday cycle through. So spend, spend, spend. Always. Never forget there's another holiday coming up. Buy, buy, buy. Oh, it's awful. Yeah. Yeah. Like if you think about it, it's more of a I want to say the word, but it's not coming to me right now. There is a lot of business and money that went into bringing the holiday itself into your attention. One, the country I live in, and two, where I go. Like, I don't think about Valentine's Day on purpose. It just, February comes around and you know it's coming. You know it's coming. Everyone is like, oh, here's February. Here comes that holiday about relationships. You know why? Because you go to CVS and there it is. That whole aisle full of red hearts and flowers and decorative items. Oh. I did the same thing with Christmas. I think it was like October and there was Christmas stuff going up. Ridiculous. Halloween is one of the few holidays I don't mind. That one's, like paganism and stuff. Cool. Change of the seasons. Awesome. I like that stuff. I like the solstices and the, is there another word there? I know there's a winter solstice and a summer solstice, and I know there's another one for autumn and spring, but my brain's going blank. Valentine's Day, the idea of it is something that should be, Bongo Cat demands attention, is something that should be in your life. If you're in a relationship, Valentine's Day should be a surprise. Equinox, thank you. Solstice and equinox, there we go. Like that, if you want to do relationships right, we do stuff, exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't have the masses have control over your love life or your relationships. Don't do it. Don't fall into that. It can be, but now with, if just think about it in a broader spectrum, it's just a relationship thing now. Like, because there are so many different types of relationships, men, women, and anything else, all of it, it becomes all of them. Like, it's become as things have changed for the better, in my mind, with the types of relationships out there and the types of people out there, it becomes broader. And I think plenty more people in those kind of relationships are also keenly aware that it's a joke. Like, that holiday is just a scam. Good stuff. That's hilarious. So if you were in like a relationship where it's man and woman, it would be, of course, somewhat expected or somewhat stereotyped that the woman would be interested in the man doing something for the holiday, which is a weird one because it could go the other way around. In fact, both should do something if they want, but as I said, the holiday is made up, and it's another way for businesses to make money off your insecurities. It's silly. How many people propose on Valentine's Day? Don't make life-altering decisions about your relationship on a scam holiday. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's ridiculous. You know what yesterday was to me? Saturday. I didn't think about the holiday at all. I think I played games. Did I stream yesterday? I feel like I did. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, St. Valentine's was a thing. It was a person. But the rest of it is all made up for you to spend money. Always remember that, folks. Everything that's happening socially in the thing you're in, this bubble that is your society, is made up and usually is set there to get money out of you in any way possible. Never forget that. Everything looks very different when you start looking at it through that lens. And I've been looking through that lens a long time. I've been looking through that lens of manipulation in social settings since before, actually since I was a teenager and a little bit after that. Like, I really got into psychology and sociology mainly because I was trying to figure out what the hell was wrong with me and why did I feel so uncomfortable and why were things so difficult. So there was a fall into sociology and psychology as an interest, not as a study. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot. I learned about the weird things that we are. That's my favorite thing to do, is where we have all these expectations and these social norms and these things that kind of fall into us just based on where we exist. And then I remind myself we're a bunch of ape-like creatures trying to make sense of what the hell we're doing. And we're supposed to be the smartest ones on this planet. Exactly. Like, I'm even one of those things that wants money from you and your attention. It's wild. I'm here all year. You can't escape. You can't escape. In my case, though, I like to think people are just glad that I'm here and doing stuff and trying to better myself. That's the big one. The channel has been me trying to better myself and maintain some level of sanity as long as we can. And I know, and it's unfortunate that the channel is going to sustain me through some very, very challenging times in my life. I just know that. Not looking forward to it, but this is reality, folks. And it's already happened in some ways. Like, I can imagine what I was like 5 years ago, right? 2020. Oof. I was a very different person. I was unwell. If you go back and look at some of my first videos, I was kind of a little bit too wide-eyed and excitable. Like I was saying, before I started ranting about this, how weird and strange our society is for a bunch of ape-like creatures that don't understand what the hell we're doing. But we're trying to make the most sense of it. What did you guys do before your relationships? Like, what were things like? You support my mission. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. That's what I like to hear. Just trying to make a little place out there. Oh, I didn't want to make a shout out, so to speak, for the Vlog Brothers. If you don't know who they are, check them out on YouTube. They are trying to do, they have a charity organization that is designed to decrease world suck. It's the charity. And they had the Project for Awesome this weekend. It was like a 48-hour live stream thing they did. They raised $4 million for charity. $4 million. That's nuts. In that regard, that's something that I like to see. Excuse me. Oh, did I mention I'm feeling drained? Because I am. I can't even picture that number in my head easily. 4 million. Whew. How many zeros is that exactly? 9? Or is it more? Or is it 8? It's a lot of zeros. They have a good community, and I'm glad to be a very small fraction of it. Even though I'm not seriously engaged in what they're doing. I've been engaged with it since they started. To get an understanding of how long that is, this is the 19th Project for Awesome they've done. I've been around for most of those. They're also the guys who have the Pizza John shirt, so if you ever see me with a Pizza John shirt like this one, that's them. They're quietly interwoven into my life. This is one of my favorites, obviously. If you know what that is, you know what it is. And they're doing this with, this is one of their little logos. I can hardly do it with my left hand, but they are using this, just like me. It's also why I say don't forget to be awesome. One of their sayings is DFTBA. Don't forget to be awesome. So a nod to my dorkdom with Star Trek, a nod to the guys who are trying to make the world a better place in whatever way they can. And they're doing a good job. Again, just ask me about them. I can tell you plenty. Ways in which you can engage with them to have your money go to a good place. So, as with any advertisement you may see on this channel, or otherwise, I like to politely ask that you look into what they're doing, because there's an option out there in your life to get products that you will need and have that money go to a charitable source. So if you need socks, you can buy them there, charitable source. If you want some cool underwear, buy it there, charitable source. If you need soap, if you need cleaning supplies, if you need, what's the other one? If you need coffee or tea. This is not paid sponsorship or anything. I just like to see what they're doing. And I like to know that any money I have, which is not a lot, but any money I spend on things I would normally spend money on goes to a charitable cause. I'm just starting to get into their cleaning products. I bought the soap pellets, where you just mix it with water. Their big thing is that cleaning supplies themselves are mostly water. Are you concert rate? No. Anyway, that aside, love their stuff. Good store. Just if you want to see what these guys are doing, what they have, good.store is their website. Singledom is why I was able to do my cross-country trip to go see my friend. I did think more than once, like, what would it have been like if I traveled across the country with anyone else? Now, there's a good part to that I would have gotten farther faster. Because if there were two people, that means one person could drive, one person could sleep. That idea I like, but I don't want to have to drive for hours and hours with anyone else. I do not. I was fine doing it with myself, and also I wouldn't have had the space for another person because I was sleeping out of my car. That is very much like a van or an RV van sort of thing, like something that's got a bed in it and like some amenities. But for me, I had my little mini fridge. I had folded down back of my car so I could sleep in the trunk, basically. My feet were in the trunk. We're going to do more of that. That'll be nice. And as I said, Singledom allows me to do that. It also helps with my sort of impulsiveness. You got a restaurant around you? Wow. And yes, a Hallmark invented holiday. Like, any holiday is trying to get you to spend money. That's all. Like I pointed out over and over again, this holiday is not trying to get you to spend money. Today, Single Awareness Day is making you go, do you know how it's like to be single? It's not bad. If you can get together and, like, what I have the problem with is trying to love yourself and be happy with who you are and content in what you do. In my case, there's a lot of stuff in there that's making it hard, but not in a good way. Making it difficult. So as I've been in better spirits for the moment, even if I don't feel like it right now, there's something to be said about those of us who have freedom without constraint or compromise with anything else. The only kind of obligations I have are to my brother and my parents, and maybe to some other people I know. That's it. My brother, my parents, and my friends. That's usually it. And my friends live in different states. My brother is also, next door. He's in Massachusetts, and he works a lot. So does his wife. They're in Florida right now, bastards. And mom and dad, who are both dealing with a lot. And I see them when I can. And while I'm focused on my physical fitness, my YouTube channel, whiskey, I figured out what bottle I'm going to do next. I mentioned it already. I think I showed you my Instagram about how Andalusia won some awards recently, and that happened to be Irene Tan's cigar malt. At least I understood it to be that. I gotta check now. My brain's like, are you sure? I'm like, damn it. Stop that. Oh, please. My eyeballs are shot. Like, they feel so heavy, it's dumb. And what I can say, I get to tell the story. That's gonna be the fun part. Is that, at least I think it was this one. I'm honestly not sure. I'll have to ask. But there have been two situations. If this is the one I'm thinking it is, and I don't know if it is, it might have been a different one, but I was there with Irene and Cliff and Ty, and we were talking about her barrel pick. This was years ago. And they were thinking about, you know, something was missing. It was good, but something else needed to happen. And they swapped it out with people who were just nearby, tasting their barrel, who had it in a finishing barrel. And they swapped. So they put their stuff in Irene's barrel, and she put her stuff in theirs, finishing-wise. And I don't know if that's the cigar malt. I think it might have been just another pick she did. I think it's the one I was looking at before that I grabbed by accident. Anyway, the cigar malt is the one that won the award. Here we go. That one. Come on. There we go. World Whiskey Awards. I think it won. Hold on. Best American Small Batch Single Malt Whiskey, 12 years and under. That's a lot of words. It is the best American Small Batch Single Malt Whiskey, 12 years and under. Cool. All the more reasons for me to do the video of it, because I have one. No, this is definitely... Oh. Anyway, I'm going to read this to you. Cigar malt blends 2 single malts, toasted New American Oak, and Pedro Ximénez sherry casks. See, I don't know if this is the blend or not. To create a robust, tannic, and malty flavor profile. And just in time for Valentine's weekend, it's on there. And you should dig into that. That's what I'm talking about, everybody. The social aspects that kind of we get wrapped up in without even knowing it. We're already in the next one, as I just already mentioned it. We have March. What do we have that happens in March? It's a holiday I don't mind, buying you. But I also have to point out there's some bad parts to it. St. Patrick's Day is coming up. Irish whiskey is awesome, as you know. 4 Leaf goes live beforehand. And I'm going to be on her channel. Or she's going to be on my channel. I can't remember which. I think we're swapping, but I don't remember. Next Sunday. So a week from now? God damn. That's charging on me real quick. But she's sending me some kind of flight. So that'll be interesting to go through that. And I'm glad I'm catching her before St. Patrick's Day even starts, or it's even an idea, before March, you know. But that'll be fun. Was it the 16th? 17th. Got it wrong. Oh, 17th, I'm getting my massage again. My medical massage. My shoulder and this area is just starting to feel less painful. Yeah, I think it is. Like, I forget what exactly we're doing, but I feel like she's going to be here. But I don't remember if we're going to also... I'm going to be on her channel, too, before that. And then we're just going to jump over to mine afterwards. I can't remember. I think that was something that was mentioned, and I don't know if it's something that's actually going to happen. Or if we're just going to do mine at 7 o'clock. It's all very vague. I'll figure it out soon. I am too tired to figure anything out right now. My brain is done. I want to go to sleep right after this. I won't. But my brain in this area is just like... Let's see. Why am I looking at my phone again? Because of the holiday. Yep. What I want to point out with St. Patrick's Day, I like the holiday. I like its attention that it brings to Irish history and Irish whiskey, but it is another holiday that is set to make you spend money. It is a holiday that's set to make you indulge a little too much. And that part I don't like. Yes, I think it is. I'll figure it out. I know I heard her say that for the start of her stream. Oh my gosh, I'm so weary. It's dumb. So every holiday has its thing. Like, it's always going to be manipulated by stuff that wants you to buy things. Do I want to recommend some Irish whiskey to get? Yeah, but that's easy, and you all know it already. It's right there. It's Four Roses. It's Four Roses. It's Redbreast. It's a Redbreast 12 year. Is the one I recommend to anyone. But I will have to do a video of this one in March. That's Jameson. The triple. I have not tried the triple yet. I've had that on my shelf for a minute there. I'm looking forward to trying it, but that won't be until next month. This month is probably going to be the cigar month. And what's really rough and makes my channel like whiskey oriented but niche, very niche, is that even when I was trying to think up bottles that I could do for this month, I was looking at these. I'm like, well, there's Roy's bottle. There's another Roy's bottle up here. I have Irene's bottle up there too. What about this one? Oh, this is the Working Man Distillery that's nearby. That's and then what? Here's another pick by Irene. Well, let me. I've kind of painted myself into a corner, and then we have all these Crowded Barrel releases that I have and haven't opened, and then we have Milam Green right there. So there's a plethora of whiskeys I can go through, but it's also very niche stuff. And if you're gonna watch it, it's mostly just to see what I think about it, not because you can get it. But if you can get it, lucky you. It's basically, I've equated my channel to what Daniel does on the Whiskey Vault channel, where on Fridays he does like a rare, hard to get, you'll probably never get it, bottle of whiskey. That's where I'm at with my channel. I just do that all the time. Although, last time it wasn't too crazy. Like, you could go get that whiskey, but it's also very specific. Very specific rye. Oh my goodness, I'm so tired. This sucks. Thankfully, unlike being in a relationship, I can go to sleep whenever I want. Take that. Take that, relationships. Although I have a feeling with plenty of like healthy relationships, if you're like, I am so tired, I need to lie down, your partner will understand. If they're like, no, we're going out to dinner, it's like, okay, well, maybe this isn't working. Hilarious. I want some ice cream. Anyone want to send me some ice cream, please? Can I do that? I think I can. I can't do it for real because I don't have any kind of Uber Eats or any of those kind of apps on my phone. I'm looking now. I'm curious. I'm like, what do I have on my phone? I have Recreational, which is like the app for government. Like the recreation.gov is basically where you go to campsites that are government owned and the ones I can get like a huge discount on. That's on here for good reason. We have the NPS, which is the National Park Service. Not now. So that gives me a few ideas of places I can go and do stuff. But what I don't see, of course, is anything having to do with delivery. I'm pretty sure I could do that. Again, that's another thing. Being single, I can order and purchase an entire thing of ice cream. And I can eat as much of it as I want. And nobody can stop me. I can get pizza if I want pizza. I don't have to think about anyone else's food or palate or anything like that. Singledom's pretty good. I say that as one who's been in it for a while, and I think the curse about the holiday. I thought Recreation was an app for weed. Well, not that one, no. It's recreation.gov. Check it now. Recreation.gov. Let me, I'm saying that, but I'm like, is it? Is that it? I'll check it first. Honestly, it's amazing that the site even exists. Yeah. Recreation.gov. And 250 years? Hold on. America 250. What's this about? Oh, it hurts. Ew. Ew. All right, I like that it's showing me this, but also I hate it because of where our country is right now. America's 250 countdown, 250th anniversary is in 4 months and 18 days. Yay. That's cool. And look at where we are. That's all I can think. Yeah, 250 years of America being a thing, and look where we are now. Founding fathers are rolling over in their graves. Holy shit. Anyway, that was a nice little side quest. What I've been looking on in here is Virginia. There you go. How did that happen? Yeah, last time I was on here I was looking for places. I'm going to try to do it again, but the next, hopefully, idea, I have to really tie this in with Amanda at Virginia Distilleries, where I'm going to find somewhere I can camp out in Virginia that's close to the distillery, which is the tricky part. And also finding government property, where that's the thing. My browser's outdated? Oh, screw. What's the other? Oh, there it is. I was just about to ask, like, I don't use Uber Eats. What did I use before? It's DoorDash. If you use DoorDash, we'll talk again about the burrito incident. That was some epicness. Oh, and for those of you who have watched my live streams when I'm gaming, and there's any point in time that you were like, that was funny, see if you can clip it. That helps me out. I was going to look at some of my streams recently where I had a sudden surprise. You know, rogue bears and trolls and all kinds of nonsense like that. I think that stuff's funny, especially with my honest reaction to it. $200, like a week after we moved to Fiji. What happened exactly? Excuse me. God damn it. I hate feeling like this. Like, I know it's like 8 o'clock and some people are like, oh, it's time to get ready for sleep. And my brain's just like, I should have been asleep an hour ago. Ugh. I don't need to sign up. I need to sign in. Screw you. Another disturbing trend. And again, I ask everyone to look at something that's happening and go, how did we get here? Why is this a thing? One of the singledom things I like to try to push right now is, as a child, you always would ask why. And at some point, we were sort of pushed out of doing that because people do run out of answers, especially before Google. So now I want you to look at anything like the Valentine's holiday, or where our attention gets pushed due to these things, and in my country specifically. Why? Why? For example, why am I able to log into so many places with my Google account, my Facebook account, or my Apple account? That seems like they're really all interconnected very tightly and mildly disturbing. I'm on Beebies? What's that? What's that? Oh, there you go. That's fun. It's like, hey, we're here. Real Americans right here. I'm gonna check. Oh, tell me it's true. Oh, shit. Another thing I want to do this year, since we're not doing whiskey much, and since I can't really go out and do anything because of my financial situation, if anyone wants to contribute to me trying new food, that'd be cool. Are going to cafes? I would love that. I'd happily talk about a new cafe. I went to one just recently. It was kind of nice. You don't have it as a default? We have wallet friendly, healthy, Spanish, Brazilian. This is on DoorDash. Brazilian, fastest, Vietnamese, seafood, Filipino, Vietnamese, Brazilian. Those things I don't even think about. I would think about steak. Asian food, maybe. Low delivery, Thai food. I definitely don't think about soup. Soup is an at-home thing out of a can, unfortunately. Pho, PHO. I don't think I've ever had that. Comfort food, desserts. There it is. It's not under ice cream. It's under desserts. Summaries American history. Yeah, that's right. That's all America is. Hot dogs, hamburgers, and apple pie. That's what we've become as a stereotype, among other things in different countries. I regretfully will be traveling to other countries soon. I don't know when, not anytime soon, but as soon as I can, I'll do it. And I'm worried that I'm going to be seen as a stupid American. We were kind of thought of stupid as Americans as a stereotype in other countries before. It's a lot worse now. I guarantee it. I can buy a tub of Friendly's ice cream. I can buy a cookie stuff. That's new. I don't know what that is. Cold Stone Creamery. All these freaking desserts. Look at this nonsense. Why am I doing this to myself? Why? Brownies. Papa John's brownies. What are you doing? Don't even show me that. It's gross. Pizza Hut desserts? What is this? What is this blasphemy? I like that I can get a tub of Friendly's ice cream, but oh, here we go. They have the option for me to look at ice cream. Nice. This is what becoming single means. You can just be single and order ice cream whenever you want. This is actually leaning into, like, they bring you a dessert, like you would get at a restaurant or something. Plain sundae? That's not a thing. A plain sundae isn't real. That's just ice cream with nothing on it. Sweet cream cold brew. That sounds pretty good. That's not ice cream, though. There we go. Ben & Jerry's. Ice cream pints. That's what we're going to do. From Papa Gino's? Why? Why would they have that? Churrasco is steak. Did I say that right? Churrasco. Churrasco. 5 American families into a real American barbecue 4th of July. We invited the U.S. ambassador on a lark. He came. We threw around a football hat. Nice. The U.S. ambassador's like, hell yeah. Let's go. I'm so bored. Let me do something fun for once. Anyway, what we've learned today is don't go through DoorDash to get ice cream. There you go. And being single is okay. And we live in a society that has a lot of weird things that happen, that influence you, that influence your life, that you're not aware of. But if you're single, you can kind of take a step back and look at it and go, huh. And that's what we're doing here today by being single and aware that singlehood is pretty good. You only have to worry about yourself. You can do what you want. It's pretty good. No bashing on relationships. I like the idea of being in a relationship, but I also know myself well enough to know I have a lot of health issues and a lot of difficulties with my emotional regulation and my energy level. So it would be very difficult for someone to be in a relationship with me. And I have been single for too long to put up with a lot of another person's emotional well-being and anything else that goes along with that. Like just the idea of having to think about someone else's everything at the same time as mine. I bet he did. That's hilarious. You've done such wild things, Riggedy. It's like the ambassador visited. What? Bongo Cat demands attention. I'm sorry. Look out. Boop, what we got? New item. Nice. That's a little emote. That is the emote. Where'd all the other ones go? I used to be able to click on those. I think I turned them all off, honestly. We used to have little emote bubbles that were above this guy, but they got really annoying, so I got rid of them. There you have it, folks. Thank you for celebrating singlehood with me. For those who are in relationships and it works, congratulations. Remember, you don't need to have Valentine's Day to tell your partner you love them and that you appreciate them being in your life. And on my end, I have to try and force myself to remember that I'm a pretty good guy. I've been single for a long time, and it's good that I have learned at my own pace how to deal with myself and be content in being my own person in my own place. Thank you all for joining me. As always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. And I will see you out there. Special thanks to my YouTube members and patrons for supporting the channel. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.